Hey everyone, this is Angie, also known as The Light. Welcome to my channel. Hope everyone is doing well. I have so much to talk about. I have so much on my mind, guys, that I want to share with you. This may end up being a long video. I'm not really sure, but it's possible. So I did end up getting hired, so I'm working a part-time job. I still do hair, so bear with me. My videos might be a little bit sporadic, but hey, if y'all donate to me, that will motivate me to pump out content a little bit more faster. Please stop what you're doing right now, like, subscribe, and if you'd like to make a donation to me, my PayPal and Cash App information will always be in the description bar or in the comment section. It's always in the comment section. I place it there. Thank you to those who have already donated. I really appreciate your donations. For those, there's some people who just donate to me because they like my content. And then there are people who actually they donate to me. Anyone who donates to me, I email them and I ask them, do they have a topic or a question about a narcissist or a situation you're going through, and I do a video response. You get your own video. There's no doing two questions in one video. You get your own video response to the question or the topic that you gave me. So basically, I get something out of the deal. You get something out of the deal as well. I'm just not taking your money. You get, help pretty much. I'm thinking about opening up, myself to doing conversations maybe for maybe 30 minutes. People can pay me a fee and you can tell me your situations. We could talk on the phone, we could talk through email, but I'm not really sure if I'm ready to take on that extra energy right now, being that my body is not adjusted to my new lifestyle at the moment. But I'll keep y'all posted if I'm really ready to take that on at the moment, pretty much. So I hope everybody is well. I really want to talk about I have so much to talk about, but this in particular has been on my heart. And I wanted to go to the beach, but then it rained on me, so I was upset. Like, I love going to the beach during the summer, and like my schedule is all over the place. And then when I did get a day off, it was just like, damn, it rained. I mean, it was pouring buckets, okay? Pouring buckets. I live in New York. So it was pouring buckets, and I'm just like, it usually don't start raining until August, and it's pouring like this. It's going to be rainy all week, and it's July. But whatever. Hopefully, there'll be a day off where I am, where it's hot, and I can go to the beach. And I wanted to do a recording, at the beach and stuff. But whatever, you get my bedroom, pretty much. So, I know you're looking like, she got on blue lipstick today. Yes, I like to do different things. I love head wraps, so I wear head wraps. This is actually an old skirt that I didn't wear anymore, and I use it as a head wrap. Sometimes I use leggings too. But I love all different color lipsticks, and when it's summertime, I can play with it. Yep, and I got my print shirt on. I actually got this shirt from a festival. It was a regular t-shirt, and then they cut the neck, and then they cut the bottom. So the bottom is basically like strings. It's so cute. But anyway, I just wanted to chat with y'all a little bit and give you an update what's going on in my life. Even though I don't really tell y'all my business like that, but I tell y'all my business. See how you can do it like that? But I really wanted to talk about how the narcissist looks at you as property. They look at you as basically their slave. Okay, you are not your own being. You are not your own person when it comes to these narcissists. And I also want everyone to get out of this victim mode that a lot of you are in. And I know that because I read the comments, and I see that you're in that victim mode, that blaming mode. You hate the narcissist. And I get it. We all go through that, because I mean, I was really hurt after my friendship with my narc best friend. After him and I had parted, I was hurt. Like, I mean, I like wanted my money back. I ain't gonna lie, I wanted my money back, all thousands of dollars I spent on this guy, and I wanted to hurt him. I did, I'm not gonna lie. So I understand that sometimes I'm reading the comments and maybe you're in that anger phase, but after that simmers down and reality hits you about what happened to you, you cannot stay in that victim mode for the rest of your life, because that's basically letting a narcissist win twice, okay? And you don't want that to happen. You don't want that, because actually you're in a better place than them. They are psychologically locked in. They can't even see that they're the issue, that they have a problem, that they're sick. But you, on the other hand, you can live your best life, you can move on and still be prosperous, and they're going to sitting there watching you like, damn, this person, I had them under my spell, but now they're out there, they're going and living their best life, and I can't. And, the narc tries to entrap you. Well, does. They succeed to a certain extent, but not us, because we're here. We made it out. And I just want you to get into that mindset of you're not a victim. You are a survivor. Get into that survivor, that warrior mode, and know that you made it out. If you're watching this video, you either about to make it out or you made it out. So you're not no victim. You're not in it anymore. Okay? And now all you have to do is pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get the help, get the therapy, do the work, the internal work, the physical work that you need to do in order to get to your best self again, to get healed. Most likely, a lot of us who were victimized, I don't care if you was really victimized by a narcissist, especially long term, a lot of us we weren't fully healed anyway before the narcissist got to us. Narcissists, yes, they do take advantage of kind-hearted people, but they also take advantage. They mostly get to people who don't have boundaries, who don't have self-love. You could be a nice person and not love yourself. You could be a nice person and be naive. You could be a nice person and, be codependent and always need validation from people. So narcissists, they see those qualities about you, and this is why you were able to get attacked. There was a window open. Your window was cracked. Your window was cracked in order for them to get in. But if you had the sense of the knowledge, that's why knowledge is power. Now that you have that knowledge, you shouldn't be getting swindled by no narc. And don't get me wrong, I have narcs come into my life and test me, but I'm not angry about it. Because you know why? Years ago, when I didn't have the knowledge of narcissism, I would keep narcissists around me for months. Now, it don't take me that long to pick up on narcissists. It may take me a month or 2 or 3, not 6 or 9 or, or a year or 2 years. As you start to heal and you get this knowledge and we all share it together, that is when there's been times I met a narc and I met a narc through someone. Like, say if I went to like a party, gathering, dinner, whatever the hell it is. There's been times I could sit across the room and be like, damn, that person's a narcissist. You could just, I want us to be to that point where we can just look across the room and be like, they're a narc. Or even just vibrationally feel that person, be like, yeah, they're a narc. I felt this before. I'm not saying always compare people, but when you're around someone who reminds you of your narc ex or your narc mother or father or sibling or whoever, pay attention to that. Most likely they are narc. Vibration doesn't lie. Energy does not lie. Okay? How do you think blind people go through life basically being successful? their eyes are closed. So how do you think they feel? They're feeling with their energy. They're feeling with their vibrations. So we got to go through this blindly and pay attention to how people make us feel, and pay attention to the patterns of the behavior of those individuals that come into our life after these other narcissists. Satan will always, dark spirits will always test you. And of course, especially when you're of light, you're going to be tested the most. When I was around narcs or negative people, toxic people in general, I kept getting spiritually attacked. Just like we talked about this before on my channel. When you're around the narcs, you can become physically ill. You become depressed. It comes with all these things. And this was what was happening to me when I had all these narcissists around me. I mean, I had so much drama in my life because narcissists were around me. Now my life is pretty peaceful. I don't be getting spiritually attacked like that. And then when I do get spiritually attacked, I can handle it. I don't fall, I don't fumble, I don't crumble just because a narcissist came along and tried to test me. I don't do that anymore. I just cut their ass out of my life. That's it. You don't have to like fall apart. But when you're codependent and when you don't love yourself and you need validation, that's when every little thing like that, like little incidents happen. It's like you feel like your whole world is crashing. No, but when you are a whole person, when you are whole, when you love yourself, when you know that you're well and you're good and you know your blessings are coming, things are going to get better, you're not going to be worried about miserable people, narcissists, or this, it didn't work out with this guy or this girl. It's okay because somebody else is coming. And this is why healing after narcissism is extremely important. Spending time with yourself is extremely important. And with that being said, I'm going to tell you, a couple of stories probably about why it's so important to ground yourself and become the better version of yourself before you put yourself out there to date again or to make friends again, okay? And first of all, not everybody is an empath and not everybody is a narcissist. Not every nice person is an empath, okay? An empath is someone who can basically intuitively, spiritually, psychically, clairvoyantly feel other people's emotions. They literally take on other people's emotions. They are the healers of this earth. They sometimes they can feel things coming through nature, through pets, through plants, through humans, and they literally are sponges and they take on other people's emotions. And I am an empath, and sometimes, before I realized I was an empath, I could be sitting in a room with someone who is feeling some way about me, and I'm thinking, I feel the way about myself. No, I'm literally picking up downloads from other people's feeling negativity towards me. The person doesn't even have to be in a room with me. So there's a lot of us who, if you go through this, start researching and being an empath, okay? And it doesn't mean that I think I'm special. I don't think I'm special. And a lot of people who are empaths, or people who, I think empaths are created. I believe I was created into empath due to childhood trauma. So a lot of people who endured a lot of childhood trauma are empaths. Okay, but there are a lot of people who are going around saying, I'm a healer or I'm an empath. You don't get to choose to be an empath. You don't get to choose to be a healer. It's chosen for you. Okay, and then there are people who you're just a kind person overall. You're just a loving person and you're a giver. And empaths love you because they don't have that. So they come in to steal your joy, your light, your love to keep filling themselves. The narc is like a dark hole, and they have to keep filling themselves, but it never gets filled. It never gets filled, okay? So look up, research empath, okay? or highly sensitive person. I really want to say I'm a highly sensitive person. Um, I mean, I do cry more when I watch certain things, movies. A lot of empaths, that happens to us too, are highly sensitive people, where they cry when they're watching a movie, or you actually feel like if you saw someone getting shot, like a lot of here in America, a lot of black men are being killed, and they're showing it on, the internet, which I think is definitely psychological fucks that the government are allowing, to test us. But we're not going to get into that. But, psychologically, that does a lot to you. But the empath or a highly sensitive person, if they're watching someone getting killed on, in a movie or on social media, they literally can feel that pain. So, yeah, I don't watch certain things. I don't watch certain movies. I don't watch, I don't really watch TV. But if I do, it's usually something positive, because I internalize that. It can end up in my dreams, and I can end up feeling pain, and it's really deep. It's really, really deep. And I noticed that, a lot of narcissists, they choose empaths and highly sensitive people to get their power back. Give me 1 second. So, research that. That might be you, and then you can kind of learn how you can navigate in life. I do have a video, one video, I need to do more, on me being an empath and how I found out, and what I do to balance that anxiety and that the lifestyle that comes with being an empath. Okay. All right. So the narcissist views you as property, and you basically are their slave. You're basically their bitch. All right. And it could be you're their slave, meaning when they need money, you got to give them money. When they need food, you got to give them food. You are a slave to them. Whatever their supply, whatever is it that they need from you, you better give it to them. And narcs, they need their supply. All right. And to me, the supply that they need the most, they need that emotional supply, because they didn't get that as a child. Because narcissists, you gotta understand, are made. They aren't born, they're created. And they were created some point in their childhood, because they didn't get the attention, and didn't get the affection, and didn't get the love. Okay? Or sometimes I believe some narcissists are created because their parents was working and they didn't take that time out. That doesn't mean that their parents have to be narcissists, because I believe there's a lot of narcissists out there who don't have narcissistic parents. That's my belief, because I've seen it before. And it was just because they had to work and they had to pay bills, or they lived in a poor environment, or maybe they were rich. And I know a lot of privileged people end up becoming narcissistic because they were raised by their nannies or their maids, and their parents didn't give them that love and attention. They had the mansions and the maids and the house, the cars, the good schools and everything, but they never got that love and attention. And that's what a person needs to develop, and to feel loved, and to feel, validated, and to have that self-esteem in them, because they need that from their guardian or their parents. So the narc didn't get that, and you didn't get that either. A lot of us who keep getting abused by narcissists didn't receive that same thing. But them, on the other hand, they're just soul snatchers in a sense, But us, we're the pleasers. We like to please people, and that's one thing I am not anymore. I will never apologize for that. And usually I can tell when someone's a narcissist when I realize that they're taking from me and they're not pouring back into me. And that's a number one, how can I say? It's like a number one indication that somebody is a narc. Okay, because empaths, they don't look for anything. Empaths are always giving. And say this cup of water is the empath, okay? It's the empath will literally This cup is, I guess you're going to say this cup is half full. All right, this cup is half full. And the empath will be in the desert and see that narcissist or whoever that need their help. And they know they need to keep this water for themselves to live and survive. The empath will drink a little bit and hand it over. And that's you. Most likely that is you. And that was me too. And I'm no longer that way. But I will never, ever, I don't care who don't like it. I don't care what is said to me or about me. I don't care. I will never, ever apologize for feeding my own thirst, my own survival, giving myself my own survival. And that is the way I want y'all to be. Okay? There is a way that you can give to others, but leave yourself with more. Leave yourself with enough. And a lot of us don't do that. A lot of us give everything we have to everyone. I hate when I hear people say, I gave them my all. Who the hell told you you're supposed to give your all to people? No, you're not. You're not supposed to give your all. Yes, you can do things with heart and with passion and with love and dignity and care, but you cannot give your all to anybody. Not your mama, not your kids, not your husband or your wife. You have to leave things for yourself, because if you're not good for anybody. Okay? People will leave you high and dry and empty. And when you don't have anything else to give, when you no longer are the fun person anymore, you no longer have money anymore, you no longer are not feeling sexual, that you can't even give it up anymore, they leave you. The narcissist replaces you and goes on. Destroy. The soul. Up. Done. Next. 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 And you've been doing this basically your whole life, most likely. And I did it too. My new favorite word is no. And I wish I could go around and tell people, hell no. I don't have to do anything that I feel would leave me with nothing. I don't have to do anything that I feel will drain me of my light or drain my spirit in general. And I'm going to give you perfect examples. Hey, I'm going to tell you this. A lot of you, because of your narcissistic abuse, you are insecure. You know, you don't love yourself. You are insecure. And I get it. You're going to get there. You will build your self-esteem up. You will build your self-love up if you do the work. You will get back everything that the narcissist stole from you. If you go and you grab it, you got to go and grab it. You got to want it for yourself in order to get that back. Okay? So yes, healing is hard work. But basically, I'm going to tell you this story, and this is why you guys, you cannot, the narcissist is basically an insecure individual. Okay? They're insecure. You got to understand, because they were in love, they feel like I ain't shit. But the truth is, they really not shit. They're not shit because they tapped out. They clocked out of their true self. Instead of fighting through. You know, I don't necessarily think it's not their fault. You know, a lot of us, we actually pushed through and we're surviving. And instead of us clocking out like the narcissist, we instead are just people pleasing and trying to give so much and give so much because we need that approval. Alright, so we're just as bad as the narcs too. I know you don't want to hear it. We got a lot of healing to do just as much as they got healing to do. Alright, so I always did this over and over and over and over and over again. So I had this friend. I'm not going to say she was, you know, this woman was, I'm not going to say she was narcissistic, but she definitely was insecure, okay? So I was friends with this girl since I was a kid. Her mom and my mom were like, almost like besties. I don't want to say besties, but they were almost like besties, right? So I grew up with this girl, but, you know, through time, like junior high, we ended up going to different schools. For high school, the same thing. And we didn't link back up together until, like, maybe, like, my early 20s. And, we always used to hang out. And, you know, we were single together. And then she met this guy. And she's a black girl. And, but I noticed she never dated black men. Ain't nothing wrong with that, you know, whatever. Like the swirl, that's your business. But I noticed that she never dated black men. And I never think like because you're dating outside of your race, that means that you don't love your own race. I don't think everyone is that way. But yes, there are some people who date outside of their race because they have a self-love problem, or they don't see their people as beautiful, you know, or the best on this planet. And through time, I learned that that's the reason why she dated white men, because she felt that she was ugly. I don't know what happened in her household, but if I can do a guess, her mother was a narcissist and her dad was a codependent. That's just from me analyzing her situation. And I just noticed, like, she was a very dark skinned, she's a very dark skinned, not very dark skinned, but she's a dark skinned black woman. And I noticed that she will always wear, like, very, like, blonde wigs and blue wig, like, just, you know, and blue contacts. And I should be like, now, there are black people across this globe who were born with blonde hair, blue eyes, and things like that. But I feel that she was doing it because she wanted to fit that Caucasian look, the blonde hair, blue eye image. And long story short, she ended up getting pregnant by this boyfriend of hers. And I was really excited for her. You know, she was having a son, and she said, you know what? I hope my son comes out with blue eyes and blonde hair. And I was just looking at her like, okay. And this is when I knew she did not love herself for sure. Like, she didn't think she was pretty. She didn't think black people were beautiful. When she said to me, why do you date black men? And I'm looking like, what? First of all, okay, so I'm black, but I also have Latina in me. My mom is half Cuban. So I like Hispanic men. I like black men. I've dabbled in that white society before, but it's just not for me. So I'm not saying that when I look at a white man, means that I don't find them attractive. I find white men attractive too, but I've never come across one that fit for me, and I'm more attracted to black and Latin men. Okay, whatever. So she would be like try to push me into, you know, trying to get with a white guy, and I'm like, listen, I respect it. You know, you with your white guy, you're happy. Me, I like black men. Like, why you can't try to find a black man for me? This is what I would like. I don't say anything about you and your white man, you know. So we would go back and forth about that, and that's when I really noticed how insecure she is. And, you know, because I'll put my makeup on, I'll wear head wrap and wigs and do all these different things, I noticed that she started to try to dress like me. And then she would say to me, you know, you make me want to, like, be a better person. I thought that was great, you know. But then she started to say, like, I make her feel bad about herself. And I'm like, what the hell? What? How? And she'll be like, oh, because every time we go out, you always look nice. And I'm like, oh, like, what? And let me tell you something, guys. Like, this is like a disease. You can't be around people who want your life. You cannot be friends with people who want your life. You cannot be friends with people who are jealous of you. You cannot be friends with people who tell you because you're at your best, you're making me feel at my worst. What? Let me tell you, when she said that to me, I knew that friendship was not going to last. I knew it wasn't going to last. I'm not going to go out my house looking crazy like sometimes she did. I'm going to not do my makeup. I'm not going to look nice. I'm not going to wear nice clothes because you don't know how to put yourself together. You somehow I make you feel bad. What? Oh, you're so confident. You're so beautiful. You're so this. Okay. Oh, you make me feel so bad. What? No, no, no. It is but so long that an insecure person and a person of light and a person with confidence can be friends. It will never work out. And that is why you and a narcissist will always clash. Okay? Whether they're narcissistic or whether they're just in a low vibration in their life, that friendship isn't going to work, because every time the confident person, the person of light, is just being themselves, it's painful for the narcissist. Do you know that when you're with the narcissist, it is painful for the narcissist to see that people love you? Narcissists hate that people love you. Narcissists hate that, you're able to love yourself. You're able to exude that confidence. Narcissists hate that you, despite what you went through, you were able to push through. Narcissists hate that you have your own style, your own swag. Narcissists hate that you finished school, that you have a great relationship with your family, that you found the love of your life. That's basically what that insecure that's dangerous. You cannot be friends with a narcissist. You cannot be a lover with a narcissist. It ain't gonna work. Or you don't even have to be a narcissist, just an insecure person, because that's what a narc is. It's just an insecure person. There's but so long that you can be friends with an insecure person. It's not gonna work. Don't you ever, and I repeat, don't ever dim your light for anyone. Never again. Now that you made it out these narcissistic relationships, don't you ever dim your light. Don't you ever be a people pleaser ever again for anyone. I don't care if people look at me as mean, a bitch. I don't care. Do you know how long it took me to build the woman I am today? How many people I was abused by emotionally up until 3 years ago when my last narcissistic relative died? I will never apologize. I will always be myself. And if somebody tells you that you're making them feel bad because you love yourself, that's what you do. You get the fuck out the door. You walk out. Don't say nothing. Leave. Okay? You gotta understand, sometimes God is waiting for you to let go so he can promote you. But you're too busy holding on to that narc, worrying about what that narc is doing, watching them on social media, arguing back and forth with them, exuding your energy when you can be spending your energy getting to know somebody else, working on yourself. Sometimes God wants to give you, a better job, but you need to remove certain people, or he wants to give you a better lover. There's a lot of things that he wants to give you, a lot of things Creator wants to give you, but you're still holding on. You're still holding on to your past hurt too. Sometimes you need to heal. Okay? It's so funny how I got rid of a lot of narcs and then money came in. It's crazy. Maybe I would have let them narcs go before. Money would have flowed earlier, sooner. So that happens a lot. God sometimes is waiting and watching for you to clear that debris in order to let things come in. It's like, okay, I'm going to give you an example. Like, you're not going to put new furniture in your house if the house is dirty. You're going to clean it out first and then put the new furniture in. That's just how life works. Clear out the old and the dirty so you can let the new and the light come in. But basically, the narcissist sees you as a slave, and when you start to not give them that supply anymore, when your confidence is literally like a narc repellent. So when you stop giving that narcissist their hit, whether they drink it like an alcoholic, That's how the narc act. When you stop giving them their hit, when you stop feeding into their pity parties, when you stop listening to their drama, when you stop letting them vent to you, when you stop always running to their rescue, they're like a robot with water thrown on them. They go insane. They go crazy because they're emotionally unstable. They're immature. They don't know what to do with their emotions. They've been using you as a dumping ground for their shit inside of them. And when you stop giving them that supply, that is when they act like they're 2 or 3 or 4 years old having a freaking narcissistic breakdown. Okay? You don't owe anyone on this earth anything. You owe yourself something. When you came out the womb, yes, some of y'all are twins, but guess what? You and your twin didn't push out the vagina at the same time. You came in this world by yourself. So you're responsible for your own soul. And yes, you are responsible if you have children. But your child is also responsible for their own soul, even if they're a baby. We all have our own soul contracts. We all came into this planet. We came on this planet with our own soul contract. We all have our own purpose, our own destiny. Okay? So you don't owe anyone anything. Don't ever feel bad for not making yourself available for someone to use you, whether it's sexually, physically, emotionally, financially. You don't owe anyone anything. Yes, you can help individuals, but you are not the savior. It is not up to you to save people. You don't have to sit around listening to people venting to you, throwing their emotional shit on you, asking for your help. You don't have to help anybody. Most of the time, a lot of us are not even equipped to help anyone. You have to help yourself first before you can go and help anyone else. Don't let the narcissist make you their slave, because they will. They will make you their sex slave, their money slave, their emotional slave, their spiritual slave. And even sometimes when you let the narcissist go, so many people got soul contract with you and try to hold on to you, and then you can't even marry someone else or move on in life because they still holding on to your soul. That's how deep this shit really is. You don't owe the narcs anything. You ever heard that saying, rarely well-behaved women make history? I love that quote. You don't have to be the perfect little sweet person to make it. In this realm, in this world, on this planet, you cannot be a pushover. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to, guys. You have to. And don't fall into that bullshit of people telling you, oh, you're mean, and you're this, and you're that. Don't fall into that, because you don't owe anyone anything. Protect yourselves. When your discernment grows, you'll know who you can lay your guard down and be loving and be gentle and kind. But unfortunately, we have all these demons and all kind of spirits around us. We have to protect ourselves. And I don't know if y'all believe in the last days, but we are living in Revelation. So the spirit realm is becoming more and more intense. This is why we're seeing more and more violence happening. A lot of things are happening in this world, and it's like the physical and the spiritual it's like on the same plane. You can see so much distraction and pain and hurt and all these crazy things going on right now. You gotta protect yourself because it's getting worse. Okay? Yes, you can still live a good life while we're going through all these crazy things, in this time. But you gotta protect yourself. And sometimes, being able to say no, having your boundaries, having your self-love, having your confidence will keep at least 80% of the narcs away from you. I've had a couple of narcs come and try to test me, and then they left me alone. They're like, oh, I can't get in from her. And they disappear. 80%, I believe, if you have boundaries and self-love, the narc won't even try it with you. They won't even try it. And it doesn't matter if they go through a little 2-year-old tantrum. Oh, you don't love me. You don't treat me right. I don't care. I don't care when people say things like that. I don't care when narcissists try to use me, and then when I, expose them or not give them their supply, they want to act like a robot that water got thrown on them. I don't care about that. I'm not here on earth to extend my energy to anyone, especially negative energy, especially my good energy to negative people. Basically, that's what I want to say. I know this video is a little tough and a little different, but it's more of like a pep talk in a sense, because you will end up being the narcissistic slave. You really would. You will end up being the narcissistic slave if you allow it. Now, some of us already have been a slave to a narcissist. You are property to them, okay? They view you as an ATM. They view you as an object. An ATM, a sex doll. That's what you are to them. You're nothing to them. This is why it's so easy for them to dispose you out like you're trash. They don't have a connection with you. They never did. They don't even have a connection with themselves. Or how the hell would they have a connection with you? Seriously, guys. Protect yourself. Protect yourself sexually if you're out there having fun. Protect yourself spiritually. But most importantly, protect yourself in the physical world as well. Take no shit. Okay? You can remain humble, but still take no shit. Don't harm anyone, but still don't take any shit. Okay? Hopefully this video, this information helped you a little bit and gave you a boost to start to protect yourself and not extend yourself anymore, because that's what really got us caught up with these narcissists. The fact that we're people pleasing and we love to help, and if you love to help, go help the homeless. If you love to help, go to another country and help someone. You love to help, go join the Peace Corps. You love to help, go join the military. There are other ways that you can help to get that feeling, that exchange that you're helping on this planet. Don't help these trifling ass narcissists that give you these sob stories about their life. Like the word said, and I said this before in another video, you will know them by their fruits. Start looking at people's life and the production of their life. What has their life produced? The narcissist always tells on themselves. When the truth about them is revealed, you would notice that the narcissists have horrible relationships with their parents, horrible relationships with their siblings. They always got a problem somewhere. They got records. Everybody, all their exes is a problem. Their friendships look fishy, or you don't ever meet any of their friends. They always got a problem with their friends. They got a problem at work. They got a problem with the neighbors. Pay attention to these people. People's lives will show you who they really are. And it is what it is. It's funny because somebody had commented to me like, don't ever work in customer service because they will, there's so many narcissists that work in customer service. No, I work in customer service now, but I work in a retail store and not on the phone. And it's so true. It's a lot of narcs that come up in there. But you know what? I just go over the counter and I just look at them like, that's policy. Sorry, can't help you. And I can't break policy and lose my job for you. That's it. And when you put on that restraint and you show that you can't be used and you can't be pushed over on, they leave. Or they come back and they try on one of my coworkers. Okay, so it is what it is. You have to build a wall. I ain't telling you to change your sweetness inside, but you better build a wall, because that's the first thing that people see. That's the first thing the narcissist sees. Narcissists have these entities, and the entities aren't human, so they don't have human emotions. Demons don't have human emotions, so they can't read what's really your emotion inside. So you gotta put up that facade in order to not get taken advantage of by narcissists. I'm not telling you to change your sweetness or your kindness. I'm telling you to have defense mechanisms against dark spirits, against narcissists, against toxic individuals. And not everybody that you come across who is toxic is a narcissist, but you still need to exude that you, or demand respect. Your being needs to be able to demand respect when you're dealing with them. If not, you become the slave for a narcissist. You become that slave. I remember one time, I'll never forget it. I'm gonna tell this story really quick. I remember I was friends with this narcissistic girl, and it's funny because, you know, a lot of narcissists, some of them they're like academically successful or they have a good job, but if you look at their life behind the CEO position or the college degree, they really ain't shit. Okay? But anyway, so I was hanging out with this girl who, she made a lot of money, you know, graduated from a good school, had a nice car, nice house, you know, she was together in society eyes. And you know, she would come to New York and she would visit me, and it was like, you know, I'll be working. First of all, I'm a hairstylist, so a lot of times I have my clients on the weekend. That's like when I can make money. So she'll tell me like the day that she's coming to New York, and she'll say, oh, I'm coming to New York, make sure you clear your whole schedule. And I'm like, I cannot clear my schedule for you because I have to make money. Oh, you can't just cancel your clients to hang out with me. And she kept doing this shit all the time. I mean, she was doing this from like the time he was like 21. From the time she was in college, she was doing this shit. Like the weekend of. I remember she actually used to mess with my stepbrother. This is when my mom was alive, and we all lived together. This is my stepfather, stepbrother, you know. And she literally would fly into New York every weekend and be like, I'm staying at your house. And I'm like, listen, I don't be home every weekend for you to be having sex with my brother. You know, it was crazy. This narcissist, she was off the hook. You know, it was just really, really, really insane with her. She wanted me to pause my life to accommodate her. Then she gets married to this guy who really was just using her for her money. So yes, narcs get used too. So she marries this guy, and he's using her for her money, and eventually that relationship, it lasted like a good 8 to 10 years, I would say. That relationship lasted a while. And right after her divorce, she randomly meets a guy and gets pregnant. So this is like 2015. She gets pregnant, right? And at this point, 2015, I'm finding out about narcissism. I'm growing. My confidence is good. I mean, things were really good. 2015, you know, sadly to say, but not really sad to say, my narcissistic grandmother passed away. You know, things like, it's like, as soon as she died, like, things just bust open. I had got a really good job. Money was flowing in. Things were just going really good in 2015. I was traveling. Like, every 2 months, I was going somewhere. And, she ends up she was going through a divorce, and she kept flying back and forth to New York looking to put all of her shit emotionally on me. And I'm like, girl, I'm not even in New York. I'm about to fly to Miami. I'm over here. I'm doing this. Like, she was miserable. So she ends up meeting a random guy, and she gets pregnant. Never been pregnant her whole life. Gets pregnant by some random guy she met in a restaurant. Do you know what this girl asked me? While I was living my best life in 2015. She says, can you move in with me and help me raise my child? What? She goes, I'll pay you to watch my child. And I was in total shock. I was in total shock. Okay? And this is how the narcissist sees you. You are there for them. All right? It wasn't too long after that I had to get rid of her ass. All right? I had to get rid of her ass. I was like, this girl's crazy. She's definitely a narcissist. And I remember there was times she would fly into New York, ask me, can you go shopping with me? We'll go shopping together. And all day she's spending like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And we'll be in a store, and she'll come out the store, and she'll just like hand me her bag and be like, oh, here, hold this. Girl, guy, whoever's watching this, I was this bitch's slave. Okay? This is how the narcs treat you. This is how I used to let people treat me. And I'm sure some of you used to let people treat you this way. So, do I feel guilty for who I am? Hell no. I don't care who thinks I'm a bitch, who thinks I'm mean, or whoever thinks about anything about me. All I know is that I love doing these videos, and I love pouring who I am out to you guys. And I know that I've helped some of you, and I hope and pray that I have helped some of you. But I'm a tough love person. I am a Leo. It's a masculine sign. So when I give love and I give advice to you guys, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Okay? There are all different types of light workers and all different types of therapists and things like that. Just like there's all different forms of music. So if you need tough love, then my channel is definitely for you when it comes to narcissist abuse. So yeah, I was this bitch's slave. Excuse my language. I was this narcissistic girl's slave. Okay? I mean, anything she needed, I did. Like, I ain't had no damn sense. You know, and I'm no longer a people pleaser, and I'm no longer trying to save people. Yeah, I do want my story to heal people, but I will never extend myself to the point where I feel drained and I feel like I can't go on in life. And I don't want y'all to do that either. Okay? Sometimes God does send you on certain assignments to do that you don't want to do, but you do them, and he gives you the strength in order to do it. You know, he replenishes you, and he also compensates you for you going an extra mile for individuals. But I don't feel bad anymore. You know, I'm gonna tell you another quick story. There was a girl, I saw her talking on Facebook, and she's my mother's husband's niece. So my stepfather's niece. And this is my mother married 4 times, so her 4th husband before she passed away. So I'm not talking about my narcissistic stepfather. So my stepfather, meaning my mother's 4th husband, okay, not the one that raised me. He has a niece, and she's a teenage girl. And I saw her on Facebook one day, and she was talking about she wanted to kill herself. So, you know, me being an empath, me being the person that loves to help people, I reached out to her and I said, you know what, let's have a girls' day. Okay, let's have a girls' day. So I ended up Gotta scratch my foot. I ended up taking her out. I took her to like the movies, and we got her eyebrows done, and took her to lunch. And then I was like, oh, I remember it was like 4th of July weekend. I said, you know what, come on, let's go. I bought her outfit. I sat her down and we talked about boys, we talked about friends, we talked about so many different things. I even talked to her about narcissism. Okay. And she's a sweet girl. She's cool. And a little bit after that, I even gave her a free hairstyle, okay? And I just wanted to make her feel good and know that, you don't have to kill yourself. You have a purpose. If you're here for a purpose. But you know what? Sadly, even though I was kind and I did those things for her, she didn't, I wasn't looking for her to kiss my ass because I did nice things for her. No. But it would have been nice if she, when I would text her and say, hey girl, how you doing? Are you alright? It would have been nice if she responded to me, but she didn't. So a couple of months after that, she contacts me and she's like, oh, can I get my hair done? I want box braids. Now box braids takes about 6 hours for me to do. So I'm in my head like, why would this little girl ask me to do a hairstyle for free that would take me 6 hours? That's not common sense, and that's not nice. And this is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes when you are kind, you end up being in situations like this. If I would have established my boundaries from the beginning, maybe she wouldn't have tested me. But anyway, so she, every couple of months, even up until this year, the little girl keep asking me to do a free hairstyle for her. And asking me, oh, can I get some money? Keep in mind, this girl comes from a huge family of, my mother's husband's family. They're all very successful. They all have it together financially. Nobody is poor, okay? So it's amazing how she's coming to me out of, instead of going to maybe her aunt and her uncles and things like that, her blood, and asking, but instead she's coming to me and asking. Why? Because when you are kind and you are loving, people think they can freaking use you, okay? And sometimes it's money, and sometimes it's emotional, and sometimes it's sexual, and you need to protect that. Unfortunately, because the little girl didn't listen to me, I told her, look, I cannot give you money. I cannot give you free hairstyles anymore. But if you need someone to talk to, like a big sister, I'm here for you. She didn't respect when I gave her that talk, so I had to block her. I had to block her phone number. I had to block her on social media. And a lot of us probably wouldn't have did that. But that's where I'm at. And that's the kind of person I want y'all to become. I want you can be compassionate and kind, but you cannot allow people to use you and to take everything from you till you have no more. Okay? You got to be smart. So I think that's all I have to say. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Sorry I'm drinking water on camera. When you talk so much, been talking for a whole hour, you get cotton mouth, okay? So, hopefully I will do another video soon. Hopefully we'll talk soon. Please leave comments on this video if you like, whether it's negative or positive. I read them all. I may not answer y'all, but I see all your comments. I do. And I'm thankful for the feedback, whether it's negative or positive. If it's too negative, I just delete it. I just block you. That's it. So, peace and blessings, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Remember, don't become a slave for the narcissist. Take care.